Thank you very much. So when a patient first gets diagnosed, chances are his doctor is going to ask him to take a pill on a regular basis. He might also ask him to drastically change his behaviors. Change the way he eats, change the way he moves, change the way he sleeps, change the way he relaxes, quit smoking, reduce alcohol consumption, and for good reasons. A recent global study looking at premature death between the age of 50 and 69 showed that 44% were directly correlated to behavioral factors. So the patient goes home, and he typically has 1 year to do all of the required changes, to meet with the doctor 1 year down the line and look at how effective it was. In other words, we're giving the patient 1 year to potentially be confused, misinformed, but also give him a way to convince himself that he doesn't need to do it. And 1 year later, the results are not so great. It's something that happens, that keeps happening. We hear it constantly, but yet it's the standard of care today. So what we provide with Lilo, is a platform that is trusted by the patient, that's provided by the doctor, that does two main things. The first thing is to help the patient understand his condition, understand what's going on, understand his treatment, but also why he needs to make any change at all. And the second part, once he's on board, is to be a companion for him, to make it as simple as possible and as enjoyable as possible to grow through these changes. We do it in a way that's highly personalized, that's for the person, for the patient, and not for a group of people. So today, if you look at the market and what's out there, we think that it can be challenged. The first part that's actually not on the slide is the user experience. So we started opening our platform for testing 2 months ago. We brought in 5,000 patients, already with 60 different comorbidities reported. We're starting to really understand the patients. We know what they like, we know what they don't like, we know what works, and we know what doesn't work, already after 2 months. And this is just the beginning. This is something that we sometimes struggle to see with solutions on the market. The second part is where we push things really further. And that's with the integration of clinical-grade data collection throughout the treatment. So not within the clinical trials, but really throughout the treatment. It can be digital biomarkers, such as blood pressure, ECG, stress index and recovery, sleep quality, but also it can be blood markers. And we use this device that can actually measure more than 25 biomarkers. So for the patient, the value is tremendous, because now he doesn't need to wait 1 year to see if what he's doing, the effort he's putting in, is working. Already after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, he can see the results, and it's very motivating for him. It also has tremendous value for us, because now we have hundreds of data points on the behavioral side that we can connect to clinical-grade data. That means we can actually better predict the outcome of the patient and also influence or nudge patients in the right direction. Finally, it also has tremendous value for our partners, pharmaceutical companies, because now they get to better understand their patient. They get to see how their treatment is working in the real world, not just in clinical trials. They get to track the real adherence to their treatment through the blood test. Today, we have projects in several therapeutic areas, in cardiovascular health, in oncology, and inflammatory diseases. We've already identified other areas where they could be a fit. So if you share our sentiments that the future of pharmaceuticals could be built on real patient centricity, but also the collection of clinical-grade data throughout the treatment, and then please let's talk, and I would like to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Thibault. Yeah. Very good, thank you. Do we have a question? Yes, Hannah.
Hi.
And then Irene.
I didn't quite get your business model, though. Could you explain us a little bit?
So at the moment, the project we see is a pharmaceutical company who wants to launch a new treatment, and they want to make sure they launch it in the best possible way. So we will work with them to create a companion to that treatment, and they will really help the patient understand how it works. And in the longer term, what we want to position ourselves is, in a way, a marketplace where based on the results of these first pilots that we can track, then do a pivotal study with the pharma partner that they could do on their own, and then at that point, once we have market access, to have royalties based on the revenues.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Irene?
Thanks, Thibault. Really interesting project. I was wondering, behavioral changes are super cultural dependent. So how do you envision you can cope with all Europe or even the worldwide solution, and how you can influence your algorithm with this behavioral data from different cultures?
Well, typically the language or where the person is from, that's also part of the algorithm. So actually right now we have patients across Europe, almost in every single country of Europe. So we're already starting to see the difference from one country to another. So that will have an influence, of course, in how we do the recommendations.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Thibault. We can applaud.